Okay.
Perfect. Okay, the time is 6:05 p.m. on June 16th, 2021, and I would like to call this meeting of the International Friendship Commission to order. So, in the interest of public health and safety and pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N2920, members of the International Friendship Commission and staff are participating in this meeting by teleconference. And in accordance with the Executive Order, the public may view this meeting online, but not in the Civic Center Branch Library conference room. The city has also launched a virtual commenting portal called eComment that allows residents to comment and participate in the meeting from their own homes. You can find the link to eComment at www.chulavista.ca.gov /virtual meetings. Your comments must be received before I call for the close of the commenting period in order to be considered. After the commenting period is closed, I will announce a brief pause to allow the commissioners time to read any comments that have been received. If you happen to have any difficulties or need assistance with e-comment during the meeting, please call area code 619-476-5340 and library staff will assist you. So would the secretary please call the roll?
Okay. Commissioner Akana.
Present.
Commissioner Andrade is going to be absent tonight. Commissioner Duran.
Present.
Commissioner Fimbris.
Present.
Chair Gallardo.
Present.
Commissioner McCabe is going to be absent tonight. Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Munoz Andrade.
Present.
Present. And Vice Chair Muraoka.
Present.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So the first order of business is the consent calendar. So if all of you can take a look at our agenda, and on the consent calendar, please see the two items that are included there, which are the approval of April 21st minutes, and there are 3 written communications requesting excused absences.
I might have an error in that, Commissioner or Chair Gallardo. It was the May 19th minutes.
Oh, okay.
I might have not updated that. I'm sorry.
Good catch, and yeah. So the May 19th minutes.
And then there were 3 excused absences. So I apologize for that. I think she's reading a script that I created that but if we look at the agenda, there's I'll read the 3 of them just so we have them. It's Commissioner Munoz Andrade, the excused absence from May 19th. That was due to the technical issues. And then for this meeting, June 26th, requested in advance, Commissioners McCabe and Commissioner Andrade.
Correct, for today. Okay, so that are those are all the items, or the 2 main items on the consent calendar. So now I will call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on items on the consent calendar.
That's a nice timer there.
Yeah, the other one wasn't working, so this is just Google's timer.
Okay. So the commenting period for this item is now officially closed. Bill, did we receive any comments? Any public comments?
I did not receive any comments via email or on the e-comment portal.
Okay, perfect. So, not having had any comments, then is there a motion to approve the items on the consent calendar?
Aye.
Who is that? Sorry, Commissioner Fimbres?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and is there a second?
I second.
Second. Okay, Commissioner Khanna. So I have a motion made by Commissioner Fimbres and a second by Commissioner Khanna. Secretary Sunwald, please conduct the roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Akana. Oh, it's a yay or nay, I think.
Okay, yay.
Okay. Commissioner Andrade is not here. Commissioner Duran. Okay. Commissioner Fimbres.
Here.
Or this is approval of the consent calendar.
Yes. Aye.
All right. Chair Gallardo.
Yay.
All right.
Yay.
Commissioner McCabe is not here. Commissioner Moore is absent. Commissioner Munoz Andrade.
Aye, yes.
All right. And Vice Chair Muraoka.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, so it passed unanimously, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So then, continuing to look at our agenda, moving on then to item number 4, which is public comments, right?
Mhm.
Let's make sure. Okay, yeah, so item number 3 is public comments. And let's see. Public comments is a section on the agenda for members of the public to address the board on items that are not listed on the agenda. I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final public comments. Okay, and then I think as a reminder, we're supposed to refresh our screen to ensure new comments appear. All right, so the commenting period for the public comments is now closed. Bill, did we receive any public comments?
Double checking the e-portal. I don't see any comments there, and I do not see any comments received by email, so no comments received.
Okay, perfect. So then moving along on the agenda to item number 5, action items. Okay, so then we have several action items listed here. So the first one is 5.1, the discussion of recommendation to add Palma del Rey, Spain as a sister city. So does staff have a presentation for this?
No presentation, but I had provided, and it's also available online, 3 emails we had received from a community member
Mhm.
regarding this topic. So hopefully everybody had a chance to review that. I can always bring those up and share my screen so we can see them if that's helpful.
Are those recent communications or are those from the old one from a month ago?
There are more recent ones. Let's see. I'm looking at
Oh.
May 10th was the first one, May 21st, and then a second on May 21st. So one was sent before the last meeting, which I put in for context, and the other 2 were sent after the last meeting.
So maybe if you put up the most recent one, the May 21st.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this one has some clarifying points. So let me bring it up here and share my screen.
Mhm.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just navigating multiple windows here.
Mhm.
There we go. Is everyone able to see that?
Yes, I can see
Okay,
it.
actually, let me put the first one has information, and then I'll go down to the second one because they both, I think, have relevant information that's worth taking a look at.
Yeah. So the sentence, I think the workload of taking on a new city is slightly exaggerated. Okay, let's see. At any given moment, Julissa has 1 to 2 inactive sister relationships. I think we've done a great job with our subcommittees to
And those are the
ensure.
old ones, right? Secretary Sanwell?
These are this is the first email that was received on May 21st after our last meeting,
Okay.
and then the second one was received the same day later in the day. So once we're done with this email, I can move down to the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought we reviewed those and discussed that last meeting. So I remember reading that.
Hmm.
And then there's follow-up points with some clarification in this second email here. It provides a little bit more detail as to the reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm. Juan Cabrillo. Okay.
So is there a letter from the mayor? Because it says that the Palma has already sent an official request. Did we have access to that one, or is it directly to the mayor?
I can inquire with the mayor's office, but I don't have a letter that I'm able to share. I haven't seen anything, but I can inquire if we have that and if that can be provided.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing, like what is this official request? I mean, was it sent from on behalf of the mayor there in Palma del Rio? Or who sent it? One of their sister city organizations. Yeah, so I'd like more details on that. I guess it would be good for us to know more of those details.
I guess the thing that I would like to know is just, I mean, what they would like to do overall. I mean, are they? I mean, it said on one of them that they're not looking to do an exchange or something, but it says it's not like we're setting up an exchange program. But if they would like to have a program in mind of what they want to do, I think that would kind of open the doors for how we would approach it. I mean, if they want to have a student program, if they want to have a business to business program, I mean, I think that's kind of important. If they just want to have historical connection, it's something for us to evaluate on that.
And when you say they, are you talking about Palma del Rey, what they're interested in?
Yeah, Palma del Rio.
Or Del Rio? Did I put? Oh, Del Rio. I'm sorry. Yeah, my eyes saw it there.
So, I mean, if they have a group, I mean, if they have a group that wants to do this, I think that's a great thing, because it's something more than what we've had to deal with a few of the other groups. But that's the first. I think that's a good step. If it's just one person wanting it, then I would have reservations about it. But if it's a group of people over there that want to push over in Palma del Rio to push it forward, sure. I mean, I'm open to dealing with a whole nother group. I mean, at least we're dealing with groups rather than just people at the end of other computers. So.
Yes, I agree. I don't know if we can make a decision currently based on what we have right now.
I mean, it sounds like maybe what would be helpful would be, I mean, what I'm gathering is there's definitely curiosity and interest on behalf of the commission. It's just that everyone would like to see more information, such as the letter from the other mayor and kind of knowing what the official request was. So I can reach out to the mayor's office and inquire about more details and then present that next month.
Okay.
Yeah, Commissioner Fimbres had a question or had his hand up.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. I was asking Bill earlier. I'm new, and there are, I had some questions for him that we're both learning as we go. But as a resident of Chula Vista, as a voter, a taxpayer, I feel that it makes more sense to make exchange programs or engagement with closer cities, or populations that are in our city that have, ¿cómo se dice? Vínculos. They have, they have family or some connection to, like Ottawa makes sense. Irapuato, I still, don't understand Irapuato because it's not close by, and we don't have one with Baja or Tijuana or Ensenada. I mean, a lot of people from Chula Vista visit Tijuana. They just had an exchange program with UCSD Health to vaccinate. I mean, those kinds of programs are of value to Chula Vista residents. I don't know, Palma del Rio would be a value for Chula Vista residents, to be honest, other than one or two people asking for it. And the same for other cities. I was asking Bill if there's an evaluation of how, a real concrete that makes sense. It doesn't seem practical to be focusing on efforts that are just on whims of one or two people. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have a comment. Like Commissioner Fimbres just mentioned, I'm also new in this International Friendship Commission. And I think I asked this question before, but I support 100% what he's saying. And I wanted to take this time to bring this up because, like Commissioner Fimbres just mentioned, there's a lot of people from other states, from Mexico, that live here in San Diego, that live here in Chula Vista, that have their kids in school, that bring family members to study another language here, or have their own businesses here also. And for example, as you may or may not know, elections have just passed in Mexico, a couple of weeks back. So a lot of mayors are going to change, a lot of governors are going to change, and so on and so forth. I've been one of the new mayors that is coming into the state of Sonora, which is the new mayor for Hermosillo. Hermosillo's population here in Chula Vista is huge.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people from Sonora that live and have businesses here in the city of Chula Vista. So, and also in Hermosillo, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of businesses, there's a lot of school programs, economic development. There's a lot of business owners that are interested in doing business with Chula Vista. There's a lot of schools that are interested in opening new programs with the city of Chula Vista as we speak. With COVID that just hit us, and that we're kind of moving forward out of it. Right now, there's interest from the mayor that just got elected to see if the city of Hermosillo could be considered as a sister city with Chula Vista. And not only the mayor, there's business owners, like I mentioned, entrepreneurs, schools. So it could be a whole package all in one, right? Economic development, business opportunities, school programs, cultural events, and so on and so forth. And it's not that far away. I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't know what we need to do or what are the next steps in trying to bring this two cities together and see if there's another opportunity out there. Correct.
I agree with Alejandro, Commissioner Munoz. Um, I mean, the people that our population in Chula Vista, those are I think the cities or countries we should be focusing on. Philippines, Japan, China, Mexico, and it just makes more sense. Maybe as a commission this time around, we can evaluate or talk with the mayor about, how we select the cities and how do we bring upon things that are really that make sense and that are practical and pragmatic. Because obviously, we spend. This is a volunteer commission. We spend time on it, and it's like we go through all these things and emails and notes, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm offending anybody. But I think a lot of people here, including Commissioner Akana and Gallardo and sorry, Morocco, Muroka, would agree that the populations here are what would make sense, don't you think? How they invest, their families invest here, they pay taxes. I mean, those seem like it's more, fruitful going forward. Irapuato, I have good report from Irapuato, but still, there's it's still far, it's not, and there's not a lot of of things that I think Irapuato is doing in Chula Vista, to be honest.
New elected mayor in Hermosillo, Sonora is Antonio Tazaran, as you just mentioned on the text. I have really good close relationships with them over there. So if there's an interest and if there's like a follow-up or what are the next steps that we should do, he visits Chula Vista once a year when he was in May. Right now with COVID and everything, everybody stopped traveling. But now since everything's starting to open up, I think he's going to come down to Chula Vista. He's a good friend of mine, and we could do a lot of things, wonderful things for the city. I'm really hoping for that, basically, because there's good cities, there's good people here and there, but like just Commissioner Frimas just mentioned, there's a lot of things that we could do if we don't look that far away, right? Irapuato is a good city, it's a good state, but as you've mentioned before, and I've heard on previous meetings that we've had, there's been lost communication for a long time now. There's nothing going on with them at all, where I think that if we bring a city that is closer to the border, they have that sense that we also have. I call that the border effect. There's that funny feeling that a lot of cities do not have as what we go through, right? Because we live on the border. LA does not have the same feeling. San Francisco or any other city, it's completely different as what we go through living on the border. Is that border effect, I call it, and I've been calling that for a long time now. So
The- the-
Sonora,
There's a businessman, you know how our mayor, Mary Salas, is always a champion of promoting economic development and
correct.
job creation and all of those things. I know there's a brewery in Hermosillo and beyond
Yes.
that have looked, actually had thought, because they come here, they live here,
Yes.
and and the mayor is always talking about all the opportunities there is. I mean, those are real opportunities that all of our fellow residents and taxpayers would benefit from.
Commissioners, are we drifting too far from the agenda item? If we want to discuss getting rid of Irapuato and adding Hermosillo, can we put that on the agenda for next month?
I think that's a good point.
Sorry.
I just didn't want to interrupt a lot of. I thought there was a lot of fruitful discussion going on just about the in general about sister cities. But yeah, I mean, if that's something I to go back to what we said at the beginning, I can reach out to the mayor's office and get information about what the letter we got from Palma del Rio was, get more details, see if there was already the program they had in mind, and then kind of go from there in terms of thinking about what the next steps are. So yeah, adding it to the agenda for next month. I thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Duran. I think it was Commissioner Duran, right?
And I didn't mean to interrupt or be rude, but just to stick to the agenda.
Yeah. No, good point.
And perhaps on the next agenda, would it be prudent to add something about what the process is of replacing sister cities or canceling? I mean, does there have to be a formal cancellation with a certain sister city if we want to instead focus on those that are closer to us? Like the ones that Commissioner Fimbres and Commissioner Andrade Munoz have mentioned?
I can inquire.
It's generally accepted that you only have one sister city per country. So Querétaro sent the city or the mayor a formal request to become a sister city, and we had to decline it because we already had Irapuato. So some cities don't pay attention to that rule, but we generally have. So
there really is a rule. I mean, that's somewhere in the bylaws or.
Well, I mean,
Right.
we're set up in the Chula Vista Charter. There's nothing in the
Okay.
city of Chula Vista Charter that says that, but it's a generally accepted rule of sister cities.
Okay.
Yeah, San Diego has two sister cities in Mexico, though. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know how overall the relations go overall.
Mhm.
They have different groups that support their different cities.
But the agenda says the commissioners review written communications. Did we read the third communication?
That was the one that had been sent. I can bring it up here. You can still see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was in regards to when Mayor Casillas Salas came to our meeting and
Mm.
we discussed this. So it can take time for you to review this one as well.
This one was actually an original, the very, very first one that you emailed us, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
I thought that there was a third one after our meeting from last month.
It was the first one that
Oh,
Bill
okay.
displayed. Yeah, kind of went in reverse order. So May
Yeah.
21st was the first one. Yeah. Okay, and I think, let's see, looking at my notes here, I'm supposed to ask commissioners if you have any clarifying questions for staff based on these written communications that we've received. If you have any clarifying questions for staff for Bill before we go to public comment. Anything additional? Because I know we've listed a good set of questions for him to research and then get back to us at the next agenda, the next meeting, I mean.
I promise I'm taking lots of notes.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea to find out how, how cities apply, if it's just a letter, or is there a kind of a connection prior to that, like have some kind of event prior to that, prior to actually finally committing to a sister city. It'd be good.
That's a good idea.
Like I said, it'd be good to have a good program. I mean, there's some good points brought up in here, but if it's, I liked our other commissioners' suggestions about how we could do business together. So it's that would be one goal of our commission with that particular city. So what their goal is with Chula Vista, I'd like to find out on how we could establish that. And those kinds of things, if it may not be business with Spain, but it may be something else.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can make a connection, maybe they just want to connect museums together, or history together, and share that. That would be something that is doable. I'm like I said, I'm open to hear what they have, and I want to find out how what would be the steps to become a sister city, other than just sending the mayors just talking to each other. Is there an event, or is there things that progress up to that point? Where both cities could see where there's a mutual mutual benefit from being sister cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. So then, do we have anything else additional? I think we pretty much covered it for this item. Yes, because I think we have to go now to public comments to see if there are any comments that are submitted by the public. And that will also call for another 2-minute pause. Okay, good. Okay, so the 2-minute pause is officially over. Were any comments submitted?
Yeah, we received 2 comments.
Okay. From the from the public?
Yes.
Clarifying. Okay.
So I can go ahead and read the comments aloud. And I apologize for turning. I'm using 2 screens to try to do everything at once here. So I'll try to make sure I'm talking into the camera. So the first comment is from user Ramon Riesco. It says, hello, the original request was sent to IFC back in 2017, 2018.
Wow.
Mostly it went through the mayor's office and there were multiple IFC meetings on it. The House of Spain, which is the main headquarters of the local Chula Vista Spanish community, wrote a letter in support and is willing to help facilitate. There's 20 Chula Vista residents that are active House of Spain members. Spain is part of Chula Vista history, and they have put more effort into being sister cities than some of our existing relations. The point of sister cities is to create people-to-people relationships around the world. No potential program was created as discussions didn't go past, quote, let's build a relationship first. And the second comment from the same user, as for other Mexican cities, the rules of sister cities internationally is that cities can't have more than 1 city per region. In the past, Chula Vista tried to be sister cities with Tijuana, but the city of San Diego shut it down as they already had relations with Tijuana. Many cities in Baja California have Southern California cities already. Hermosillo is sister cities with Irvine. We don't want to be a second thought to them. Sister cities have to be formally canceled by the city council. Irapuato was canceled before and restored. They are established by council relations. Sister city relationships go inactive though. And that's the end of the comments.
Okay, a lot of great information actually about how to go about counseling, sister city relationships. Okay, so let's see. Do any of our commissioners have comments or questions?
With the new feedback,
Yeah.
it does give some perspective.
Mhm.
And if there are 20 folks from Chula Vista involved in the House of Spain, then obviously it merits, further. I think it merits further dialogue, even if it's not through these means, through the commission. Maybe it can be done unofficially with commissioners and the folks that want this, so that we can work together and find out how does Spain, the city in Spain, benefit, and also Chula Vista. Whether it's a cultural or economic or food. I mean, my God, there's great food on both sides. So, there's opportunities. But he said 217. I think Mr. Riesgo said it was brought up in 2017. So, maybe there's extra commissioner. What do you call it? Extra commission hours involved here, so that we get to maybe further along.
Yeah, I agree that we definitely need more details or clarifications from Palma del Rio to see exactly what are they expecting, like what program, what would they like to get out of this. That way we know whether or not we are prepared to take them on as a sister city. So yeah, just more information.
And I'll go ahead and reach out to the mayor's office and plan to report back next month with any information that I receive.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. So then, do you need to request members vote by roll call?
We can do that. Yeah, we can have members vote if you're okay with me doing that.
Okay. And we're voting now. What is the motion here? We've put the motion. I'm looking. We've just been discussing 5.1, item 5.1.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there was not a motion though, right? Therefore, we don't have to vote on this.
Yeah, I don't think that this is something that necessarily requires voting, to be honest. I mean, I'm just seeking information and going to report back.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that looks good. I think I can then proceed to the next item, to item 5.2. And let's see, so item 5.2 on our agenda is the selection of the November 5th anniversary video, the celebration with Odawara, Japan. So this is a date that we received from Mayor Salas that would work for her for viewing this. I'm assuming we're all viewing this in person. Live
And I
virtually.
think it's going to be a little bit more than viewing the video. That's going to be a component of it, but this is the actual whole celebration, the virtual celebration with all those different components that were mentioned before. So the mayor's speaking, the possibly the chair speaking, and then having like what was the phrase they used? Having like greetings for each or celebrations for each other. I think they meant like like praise for one
Well
another.
wishes.
Well wishes. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Yeah.
So this is not only the video that we're putting together and working on as we speak, but also it will be there's kind of like a live component to it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So
All right.
basically, this agenda item is just for the group to vote to say yes, this date works for us, so that we make it official.
Okay, so do any commissioners have any clarifying questions on this item here? It would be for November 5th at 6 p.m.
What
Yeah.
time is it in Odawara at that time?
11 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these, just to give a little background, our contact in Odawara City Office with OIFA provided me a list of dates and times that worked on their end. I provided those to the mayor's office, and I heard back that this particular day and time worked well for Mayor Casillas Salas. So I said I will bring it then to the group and make sure that the commission votes on it and approves that as the date and the time for the celebration. I didn't want to just say sure without the commission actually making the decision.
Mm-hmm.
I will abstain from the vote because I won't be on the commission by then.
Okay.
Oh, good point. Yes. So, okay, so then if there are no other questions for staff, then we can go to public comment again for this item number 5.2.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'll call for that 2-minute pause to allow public to submit any final comments on the item before IFC deliberation. Okay, so the 2-minute pause has officially ended. Bill, would you please announce for the record the numbers of comments received in favor and opposed to this item?
No comments received.
Okay, do our commissioners have any comments or any final questions regarding this item here, 5.2? No, okay. So,
I think we just need to have people move to approve the time in the day and then vote on it.
okay. So, let's see. So I guess the motion would be to
Proceed.
approve this date, correct? The
Correct.
November 5th at 6 p.m. for the 40th anniversary virtual celebration with Odawara, Japan.
I'd like to make a motion to set the date for Friday, November 5th, 2021 at 6 p.m. for the virtual 40th anniversary celebration with Odawara, Japan.
I second that.
Okay.
Okay, so
Shall I-
now a roll call.
Okay.
Mhm.
So aye or nay or yay or nay. Commissioner Akana,
Yay.
Commissioner Andrade is not here. Commissioner Duran, you are abstaining. Commissioner Fimbres,
Yay.
Chair Gallardo,
Yay.
Commissioner McCabe is not here. Commissioner Moore is not here. Commissioner Munoz Andrade, and Vice Chair Muraoka.
Yay.
Okay.
All right, great. So then moving on to the next item on the agenda, it's 5.3. It's the discussion regarding fiscal year 2021 annual report of activities and authorize myself, the chair, to work with staff to finalize and submit this report. So Bill, maybe you can, if you have a copy of that report, we can discuss that.
Yeah. The one that you sent me, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring that up.
That way we can see if we need to add anything else in there from the past year. And this is a report that gets submitted to City Council, correct?
I believe so, yeah, or the city clerk's office.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Sorry, I'm just navigating multiple windows while I'm doing this.
Mhm.
All right. Microsoft Word. Here we go. All right, are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Small, but we can.
Let me see if I can make it a little bit larger.
I think individually we can make it larger too, right?
Let's see.
Oh, but you're sharing screen, so sorry. I was playing with the with the document. Sorry.
I think I'm annotating now.
On the bottom right, there's a plus and minus. Maybe you could
Mhm.
try that. Of your on
It's
the bottom.
somehow it thinks I'm annotating. You see how I did the green?
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn off the oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, that's a lot bigger, but we can kind of run through it. Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'll let you take the lead on this, Chair Gallardo.
Okay, so this is the annual activity report that gets submitted to council or to the city clerk's office. And it's supposed to encompass everything that we've worked on in the past year, which I feel that we've done a lot, despite the fact that we've been virtual and we haven't really been meeting in person. But we've pretty much stayed very active. So I want to make sure that I don't miss like any of the hard work that all of our subcommittees have been working on. So hopefully it's included here. The first thing was that's noted here is the ongoing discussions with OIFA. So there's been a lot of communication going back and forth as far as what changes they would like to see to the program and what we would also like to recommend that we keep as far as the exchange program. So if you can please read through this and see if there's anything missing. There's like 2 points here. Let's see. I have, we listed here just Commissioner Muraoka and Commissioner Moore on the subcommittee. I don't know if we're missing anyone else on that subcommittee.
I believe Commissioner Fimbre.
Fingres, okay.
Well, on that number one, there's been suggestions of having more business to business or professional kinds of expanding those kinds of areas. So, but that was some of the things that have been discussed or have been brought up.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, then we can definitely add that to there in 1B. Some of the possible changes to the program, I don't know if it was age range as well, but expanding the visiting zone. But as you mentioned, Commissioner Muraoka, that this should include then the other changes, such as business to business, perhaps. So we should add that in there for sure.
yeah, there was business to business, professional. There was also, I think it was professional development as well.
Mhm.
Those were some of the ideas that were have been
Mhm.
brought up. But I don't know, does everybody else think that we should bring up what we brought up, or just what? Because I don't even know if we're in a direction, if that's the direction that we're going, that's written on there overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, do we need to note here when these decisions are supposed to be finalized? Yeah, what has been agreed upon, what the outcome of these discussions are?
Yeah. In my talk or in my email over to OIFA, they had kind of mentioned that I guess they're more focused on the 40th anniversary at this point. So that's why they're not not really worried about the changes at this particular moment. I think they were kind of more concerned with what's going to be happening in November. So, and they'll work on it as we move along. But these events that we're trying to change won't happen probably until early next year. So we have a little bit of time.
Okay. So maybe a note that we can put in here, like item C, is that by beginning of next year, a decision will be finalized, right? As far as these changes here. So, okay, so then item number 2 is the subcommittee for the city of Cebu. And so we've contacted the new mayor there. We sent him an email and also CC'd Honorable Edgardo, oh, not Edgardo Labella, that's actually the mayor, but we also CC'd Attorney Raymond, and he's the majority floor leader. He replied and he was very excited to reignite our sister city relationship. So that's what prompted us to discuss these goodies, the goodie bags, the donation bags that we've put together with items to donate to a school there. And so that, let's see, so yeah, so that's listed here. It does talk about the gift bags containing school supplies. And is there anything else? I know Commissioner Akana, you're on this subcommittee. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to this item?
They're still scattered all over my floor. They haven't been sent because of packaging problems.
Too heavy or?
No, because we originally, remember, we were originally supposed to wrap them, but it was too bulky, so I had to return the wraps, and now I have to put ribbons around them. So they have not been sent.
Okay.
They will be sent this month because I went to the LBC in Nashville City, which is the official shipping company. So I don't know if we'll talk about that later, but that needs to be sent soon. But wrapping it has been it's going to take a while.
Okay, so maybe we should update this item 2B, that sentence to say instead of sent them, will send. So we will send them these donations to them.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And so Attorney Raymond Garcia will market IFC here, and they will advertise what we did and put it in their local newspapers. So we are
Okay.
getting a lot of coverage from our efforts.
Excellent. So hopefully we get some copies of those clippings. I mean, if they put it in a newspaper or, you know, if it's all digital, maybe they'll send us a link. So that'll be good. Okay. Item number 3 that was listed on here was the Irapuato subcommittee. And so the only thing, so this is, yeah, what I noted here for this item. Is there any other details that we can add there? I know there's always been, you know, communication going back and forth, trying to reach them.
Yes, I was. I'm sorry you can't see me. I'm not sure why, but can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I reached out and I had a good exchange with Lorena Alfaro, who is the mayor-elect of Irapuato. I told her about the commission. I shared about the city of Chula Vista and the previous efforts, and she was interested. Obviously, she hasn't taken over the office yet, but she said that she would reach out very soon, and that she looks forward to continuing the conversation and hopefully meeting Mayor Salas and members of the commission via, you know, Zoom or whatever other platform before we're on a visit as well. But she was interested, and I also got the contact information for the president of their biggest chamber of commerce, right there, Coparmex. And as soon as I make contact, I'll report back again to Bill so that he can share, or I can share with the commission. So initial contact has been made. It's just now, you know, figuring out what Chula Vista wants and what Irapuato wants and how we can make it work, if that's the way forward.
Okay, so I added that in there, that Commissioner Fimbres reached out to Mayor-elect Lorena Alfaro. And so they're definitely interested in rebuilding sister city relationship with us again.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. So then we have next item number 4 was the 40th year anniversary celebration video for our sister city of Otawara. And I kind of just noted some of the things that we had discussed during the meeting for video production, like what would be included, what we said we would work on, the action items basically that we said we would work on to send to the city, not videographer, but Olga at the city, so she could put together the video for us. So those are just some of the items there. And yeah, so it shows, I mean, we have 4 items listed here, but I think they definitely took a lot of our time, you know, working on these and putting them together. Is there anything else that we're missing? Any other activities that any of you see missing from our report here? Because we couldn't do any fundraisers like we have in previous years. So yeah, there weren't any other. Yes?
What months do these encompass?
It's the fiscal year, so it would be July of 2020 through June of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
Yeah. It's pretty much the entire pandemic fiscal year there.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad. I mean, we definitely did a lot of communicating with these various entities or sister cities, so or at least tried. So okay, so then if all of you are fine with this report, with of course a couple of the not typos but corrections that I think we'll be making to them, then we can put this to, I guess, a motion to vote on this and approve it.
I think we need to have a 2-minute pause.
Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see. I must scroll past this. So okay, so if there are no clarifying questions for staff, then we can go to public comment.
Okay.
Okay. So 2-minute pause. Okay, so the 2-minute timer then is closed. Bill, were there any public comments submitted?
Does not look like any comments were received. No.
Okay, so then let's see. So then now we can make a motion to approve this item, which was 5.3, the annual activity report for our commission. Can I make the motion, or I believe someone else has to make the motion?
Yeah.
I
I'll make the motion.
to approve the committee report for the commission.
I'll second that.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Duran,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. And I second it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and so then now that we have a motion and a second, then we can have Bill conduct a roll call vote.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Akana.
Yay.
Commissioner Andrade is not here. Commissioner Duran.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Fimbres.
Aye.
Chair Gallardo.
Aye.
Commissioner McCabe is not here. Commissioner Moore is not here. Commissioner Munoz Andrade
Aye.
and Commissioner Muraoka.
Aye.
Okay, perfect. So then, seems that it's a unanimous vote to approve the annual activities report. Perfect. Okay, so then now we can move on to item number 6 on the agenda, which is the subcommittee updates. We will start with the sister city updates. So the first one is with our partnership city, sister city of Odawara, Japan. Commissioner Muraoka or Commissioner Moore is not on, or Commissioner Fimbres. Would you guys like to update us on this?
Well, on my side, there has been no update on there. I mean, we've been working on the on 40th anniversary, but
Mhm.
that hasn't been as a committee. It's just been on the other committee.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think that's where we're at. I have emailed them prior to the last meeting about some of the ideas, hopefully trying to get their kind of feedback of what they want to lean toward, but I haven't heard back from them. They responded that they received it, but they have yet to get to a meeting. As of, I think, 3 weeks ago, they said that they will discuss it at one of their meetings informally. So I haven't heard back from them since.
Okay.
Is there another anything else you would like me to try to push forward on that? Because that's our major for the Odawara. That's our major kind of exchange. The exchange is the whole program for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, I think that should be good. I mean, right now focusing on the anniversary celebration, right? So, okay.
And just for your information, the host family that I communicated is Dr. Patricia Fernandez. She was the host for the students from Ambassador. She actually, for the new commissioner, she sent 2 of her sons to Odawara separately. And she was really excited to participate in this. And the other student ambassador is Cassandra Shand. And she sent her video from London. And she was happy to do that since she was a part of the participation of the program. She graduated from UCLA, and now she's working on her studies after in Cambridge. So she, I spoke to her about this, and she has so many good memories about this, and she would one day want to come back and be a commissioner and promote the program through the IFC.
Nice. And so, and she submitted her video as well, correct? Yes. Okay.
I'm just waiting for one more person, and then Olga said she received everything.
Okay. And then just as a reminder, all videos horizontal for yeah for this. But I think Olga can work with that though, but still. Okay, very good. So then those are the updates then on our sister city of Odawara, Japan. Those are the 2 main items, I guess, the 40th celebration for this year, and then the changes to the program. So then updates on Cebu, Philippines. I think Commissioner Akana, you've updated us on the latest for that.
Are we allowed to share pictures of what we have put inside the baskets to the commission?
I think that's fine. If you wanted to email them to me, I can send them out to all the commissioners.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a really good project, and I want the commissioners to see what we have done and what they are receiving in the orphanage or schools of, whatever the choice of the mayor of Cebu.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sounds like a lovely thing to do. So yeah, if you want to send me the photos, I'll be happy to distribute them.
And then for this one, any expenses, I guess those have to be submitted before the end of the fiscal year, correct? So it would be good to have it mailed out as well before the end of June.
Do we just give you the receipts, Bill, at City Hall?
Give me the receipts and I'll figure out how to get you reimbursed as quick as I can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This will be my first time doing the reimbursement, so just be patient with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a special, LBC is offering a special for the month of June. So we have time.
Okay.
Okay. And that's the updates then for that sister city. Let's see. So then, moving on to any updates that we have with Irapuato. I think also Commissioner Fimbres updated us on the fact that he's made contact with Mayor-elect Lorena Alfaro.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else that we're missing that you would like to add for the sister city updates?
The outreach will continue, and it will include Coparmex, which is I can write it if Coparmex.
Yes, please.
It's one of their major chambers there,
Okay.
because there was talk, as you recall, that Commissioner Gallardo, that that mayors come and go in Mexico, at least, and it would be nice to also keep strong ties with other civic or organizations, civic groups or organizations.
Good. Very similar with, I mean, I guess with the sister city of Otawara, where OIFA isn't exactly the city. It's not, does not have to do anything directly with the mayor there. It just happens to be an organization that's extremely active and involved with the sister city.
OIFA is the counterpart of our International Friendship Commission.
But
they raise their own money and funds, and they
Mhm.
to send their do their programs.
Yes. Okay, and okay, so then moving on to the sister city of Otawara, Japan, but this time anything specific to the virtual celebration video? I think there were already some comments made about how the video uploads are coming along, having previous ambassadors send those in, as well as host families that have participated in this program. So if there are no other updates, then we can move on to, let's see, or does staff, Bill, do you have any presentation on any of these updates?
No
Yeah,
presentation on my end.
Okay. All right. So then, before we go to public comments, do commissioners have any last minute clarifying questions that you would like to ask Bill, or yes? Yeah, anything? Any comments? No?
Do you happen to know what Odawara, what content they're putting in their video?
I think it's going to be similar to what we're doing, because I shared the content that we're putting in, but I don't know specifically at this point. I can inquire though and try to find out and share that with the subcommittee.
And did we find someone to translate in Japanese?
I will get that done.
Yeah.
But can we get the video done and then we can translate it, and then whatever's on the video? And then we'll transcribe it back over to Olga to put in the subtitles. We'll work it that way.
Okay, and that's to have captions in, Commissioner Akana?
Correct.
Will they be in kanji, or what is the dialect that?
I think it'll be in Romanji.
Romanji?
I think it'll well, so it'll be how you read Japanese and English. So it won't be in the kanji or the hiragana or katakana.
Okay.
So I think it'll be too difficult for Olga to to put in the kanji and any of the symbols into the video.
Okay.
And one more question. Do the current commissioners want to add any well wishes to the video? Or did we discuss that?
Would you like
Or
to do
are
that
we
as
all
well,
just
Commissioner Akana?
No,
Because-
I thought we were going to do a caption of all of this.
Because you've
Well,
been
I think
on
we could do
on that forever on the Odawara committee, right? No?
She's been very active in the Otawata part of it.
Yes.
But as far as well wishes from each of the commissioners, I think that was we had decided not to because it was only going to be like a 7-minute video, and so we could submit a picture maybe at one of our meetings when we have as many people as we could have in attendance. If we have 100% attendance, then we could do a picture that way and send it in.
Could we do it right now? Could we do like a snapshot? Bill, could you snapshot us?
I could try. Let me get my phone out.
Okay.
What can you do? A
Although not
screenshot?
everybody's. We don't have everybody here though. That's the only thing.
Can you do a screenshot?
I could try. I don't know if it allows me to do that or not.
I could do a screenshot on mine.
Okay, there you go.
And do we do, because I know in Otawara they like to do a lot of peace sign, right? It's like a good thing there. Commissioner Akana, confirm. Oh, it's forward?
Victory.
Oh,
It's
V for
victory.
victory. I always
Not
thought it was a peace sign. I was always like,
It's for
yeah.
victory.
Okay. Okay, victory.
Okay. The Commissioner Fimbres and Commissioner Duran want to hop on video part?
Tell me if you see me
That's
because I don't see myself. I see a green screen.
Yes, we see only a green screen.
I
Aw.
froze earlier today. I don't know what happened. I can't fix it. My
Aw.
apologies. My apologies for that.
No worries.
Okay, we'll try it. I'll do the picture and then maybe we'll do a couple of pictures in the future as
Yes.
well. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. All right, and I'll forward that over to Bill.
Okay, great.
Okay, that looks good.
Okay, and like you said, for any members that are missing, then you take one at the next meeting and can kind of edit that. Yeah, adding some pictures there. So, okay, so let's see. So then, that was item, oh yeah. Wait, we never started the 2-minute?
We never got to it.
Okay, because that was, oh yeah, so after all of the comments from commissioners, then yes, we can go to public comments now. Start the 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before IFC deliberation.
Bill, I just sent you the photo, so it should be coming through anytime.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so the 2-minute pause is officially over. Bill, did we get any public comments submitted?
I don't show any public comments.
Okay. All right, perfect. So then we can now, let's see, now that the commenting period for this item has closed, we don't have to actually make a motion or, yeah, approve any of the items. Okay, good. So then we can move on to item number 7 on the agenda, and that would be staff comments. So,
All right.
Bill, do you have any comments?
Well, I just wanted to thank you, Chair Gallardo, for the time that you've served on the committee or the commission, and
Thank
same
you.
for Commissioner Duran. Disappointed that I didn't get to meet both of you in person during the time that you were serving, but very glad to have crossed paths with both of you in life, and I hope that we will be able to meet soon in person, sooner than later, one way or another at the library or some, just running each other around the city or something. So thank you for all the work that you've done. I appreciate it. And Chair Gallardo, I'm sorry I had a typo in the script on your your kind of final voyage here, but
No,
I
it's
appreciate
okay.
you rolling with it.
Keeping me on my toes. That's
Yeah.
always good.
But other than
Yes.
that, just thank you to everybody for continuing to just do so much with your subcommittees and, just always being so positive and supportive of me as I'm juggling multiple things here. Just really appreciate it. It's just a pleasure working with all of you on this.
Thank you. Likewise.
So Commissioner Duran and Commissioner Gallardo, you're stopping at the first term?
Yes. So, first, let me check. So, Bill, is there any other additional comments under your
Nope.
item?
That's all I've got.
Yeah, so yeah, because in moving on to item number 9, Commissioner Board Member comments, if I could go first, I just really want to thank everyone, for all of the time commitment. It's been great working on this commission. It's always been, very friendly, so it lives up to its name. I think we always try and do something great for our city. So I really appreciate having worked with all of you guys. And yes, I know because of work commitments, my term is over this year, and so I'm not going on for a second term, which means that the position of chair is open. And if anyone is interested, think about that. But yes, thank you so much to everyone. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Duran. You're also, this is your last one as well. Oh, maybe he can't hear. Do any other commissioners have any comments or any comments under this item? Nope.
We will miss your happy energy.
Thank you. Yes,
Yep.
I wish
Are
it
we
would
on?
have been in person.
Are we on commissioners' comments yet?
Yes, item number 9. Yes.
It has been a great pleasure to working with Commissioners Gallardo and Duran. In the past, Duran has managed to get us suites at Petco Park that we really appreciated. So thank you, Commissioner Duran, and thank you for your guidance.
May I have your attention, please? The library is closing in 30 minutes. That will be closing in 15 minutes.
Commissioner Duran's on 2 screens now, it looks like. But yeah, thank you. I want to thank Chair Gallardo for all her work. She did a wonderful event in 2020, I guess it was, and in January of 2020, I think it was back then. It was a fun event. It was nice for everybody to be out and in a less formal kind of setting. So that was a great fun time. And you've done a great job, keeping working with all the commissioners here. So I really appreciate all your hard work over these past few years. And Commissioner Duran, thank you for all your time and your efforts and moving everything forward. You've always kind of kept everything very constant. You've helped out. You've been a very good resource for the whole commission, and you've kept us on track as well. So yeah, thank you to both of you.
Thank you,
Thank
Vice
you.
Chair. Very, very kind words.
Mm. Thank you.
On a different note, I wanted to kind of comment about I was just been kind of thinking about the Spain sister city. I like the idea that there's an outside group that wants to support the idea of a sister city. I mean, that's kind of a nice. It's beneficial for, I think, our commission to have an outside group to help push things forward, because it wouldn't necessarily, any kind of legwork wouldn't necessarily be placed upon entirely on the International Friendship Commission, but it would be also spread out among their own group, and they would have a less formal way of approach, and they would be a nice connection with it. And we should encourage other groups, like if we could get an outside group out of IFC to do like Irapuato. If we were to bring back the Friends of Ottawa, I think they're just on life support right now. But it would be good to have outside groups, because if we do anything, then those connections would be easier. Even when we do have commissioners change, those groups would still be there to continue on with the support of the group, the sister city. So I think that is there's an importance there.
Yes,
I
you
was
definitely
hoping
make great
that-
points. Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe someone from that group would try to serve on this commission, and so that we could have a better point of reference.
You
Maybe
can
he's
send them
listening
the
right now.
link. I mean, if they're interested, send them the link to the commission if there are any openings and they're willing and interested really in maybe being on both in that group and on the IFC. Yes.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so then let's see. Okay, so we got to item 9, and so then the next thing would be adjourning the meeting. Okay, so then it is 7:33 p.m. and I am adjourning this meeting to the regular meeting scheduled to August, right? The 3rd, let me see, it does not show it here, but to August, July. July 21st at 6 p.m.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you
Thank
again
you.
so much for all your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you all. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Bye. Good
Thanks,
night.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Mhm.